Hello kids, this is Parimala and I'm your coding teacher. Welcome back to my channel Stream with KSP. I hope you all are doing great. Stay home, stay safe. We are continuing the series of P5 editor in the previous classes and we are learning the concepts of JavaScript programming language. We all created so many games and we are doing with the P5 editor and you are enjoying the coding. If anyone new to this channel, please subscribe and click on the bell button to get notification for next videos. Don't forget to like and comment to get boosted for next videos. In this class also we are going to discuss wonderful topic. If anyone have missed the previous classes, all the class descriptions are provided in the description. Kindly check it. Let's get started today's class without wasting time. In the previous class, we have learned how to work with the sprites and how to create the sprites. In this class, we are going to learn one more exciting topic related to the sprites, that is moving the sprites. And in any game, generally we have to move the objects. So first we'll create a sprite and then we will add image to that sprite, and that particular image, that particular object will be moved on the screen. So if you want to perform the sprites movement, we need to learn the concept called conditional programming. So today we are going to learn about this conditional programming. Let's get started today's class without wasting the time. Now I will open the Google Chrome with P5 editor. If we have our P5 editor login details, we can provide here, or else we can also log in with Google account. So as I'm having the credentials, I'm giving my credentials here, username and password. After giving the username and password, we have to click on the login button. Then this particular page will be open. We have discussed about this page so many times. And now, if we want to create the sprites, first we need to upload the library files into this particular game. Let me upload those library files into the P5 editor. Here we need to upload. We have to click on the upload file. We have to click on the login button. And these are the library files already we kept in the e-learning folder, and inside the library files, let us copy all these files. Now all the files are uploading, but index.html and style.css are creating 2 times. Let us delete one file as we don't require the second file. Yes, now we deleted the extra files, and you can see we can also change the name of this to normal index.html and even the style1.css also. So if anyone have missed the previous classes, please check in the description. All the links are provided, and the library files GitHub link is also provided in the description. And these are all the library files: p5dom.min.js, p5.play.js, p5.sound.min.js are the library files which are supporting us to create the sprites, and index.html is the supporting program to execute our project in the browser, and the style.css program will give the styling to the browser pages, and we will be writing our sprites code inside the sketch.js. So let us write the class name in the line number 1 by writing the comments. This is class 22 conditional programming. The meaning of the conditional program is depends on some condition the sprite has to move. Suppose in every game maximum, if we click on the space button, the particular object will jump. In some games, if you click on the up arrow or if you click on some button yes, some button R, then the particular object will be moved. That will be called as the conditional programming. So in the conditional programming, we are going to use the if condition. So this if condition we already discussed in our previous classes. So if anyone have missed the previous classes, please do check all the classes so that you will get the complete concept. So we are going to use the if condition in today's class. Let us start the concept. So first we'll create the sprite. So if you want to create the sprites, we need to declare the variable. So once again I'm taking the variable ball, and the ball sprite can be created inside the setup function with create sprite method. And create sprite method will take the 4 arguments. The first one is the x position, y position, width and height. So now I created a sprite here. Now we need to write the raw sprite function inside the raw function to execute the sprites. Raw sprite is the compulsory function to execute the sprites in the canvas. Now let us click on the play button so that we can be able to see the sprite on the canvas. So the create sprite is used to create the sprite, and the draw sprite is the compulsory function. So now coming to the today's class, we want to work with the conditional programming. For the conditional programming, we are going to use the if condition. And here I will mention our conditions one by one. So the first condition is if any user clicks on the right arrow, then the sprite has to move right side. If any user clicks on the left arrow, the sprite has to move to left side. So let me write the first condition. If clicks on right arrow, sprite has to move right side. Move to right side. Let us start our if condition. So we are having if is a keyword, and inside we need to write the if condition. Then after the condition we need to give the flower brackets and we need to write like this. Now you can see here we need to mention the condition. The condition is that someone clicks on the right arrow. So for that we are going to use the key down instruction. And inside the key down instruction we have to write which arrow, which button to be pressed. So here the user is going to press the right arrow. So it should be written in a capital letter and attached with the underscore here. And if someone clicks on the right arrow, what should happen? The ball has to move to the right side. So right side means we have to give the velocity x to 3. So now let us click on the play button and see. Yes, I'm going to click on the right arrow. Now you can see the sprite is moving right side. And as we are not having any bounce of for the edges, it is going out of the screen. So we can also mention the bounce of here. As already we mentioned this in the last class. For bounce of, there is a compulsory function that is create edges sprites. Create edges sprites. And now we can write the bounce of. We have to make the ball to bounce off. Ball dot bounce off. With what? With the edges. It should be bounce off with the edges. Let us click on the play button and let us click on the right arrow. Now you can see it is going to bounce with the edges. Now let us check with the second condition, that is if someone clicks on the left arrow, the sprite has to move to left side. So if I want to write, first I'll write the comment here. If clicks on left arrow, sprite has to move left side. For that we need to write one more if condition. If the brackets, inside the bracket we'll be writing the condition. So the condition is that someone has to press the left arrow. So key down, and we have to open the bracket again, and in the double quotation we have to write the left arrow in capital letters. And now we have to give the flower bracket here. Inside the flower bracket we need to mention the velocity. As it is the left side, the velocity will be the negative velocity, so -3. Now if we click on the play button and see, if I click on the left arrow, the sprite is moving left side. Okay, so already it is moving right side. If I click on left arrow, it will move left side, right side and left side. So it is following our conditions. Okay, so if someone is clicking on the left arrow, the sprite is coming left side. If someone is clicking on the left arrow, it is coming left side. So let us write the two more conditions also for up arrow and down arrow. If someone clicks on the up arrow, the sprite has to move upside. We have to write one more if condition here. So if key down and it is up arrow, we have to write in the capital letters. And inside the condition, we have to give the velocity. So here the velocity will be the velocity y because it is up and down direction. The velocity y will be given. As we want to move it to upside, it will be the negative velocity. So I'm mentioning it as -4. Now if I click on the play button and if I click on the right arrow, so it is going to move upside. So left side, right side, upside. So in all the directions, it is working. Okay. Now let us also try with the last one, that is the down arrow. If key down, someone clicks on the down arrow, then we need to mention the condition inside the flower brackets. So let us write the ball dot velocity here, and the velocity will be y, and it will be the positive velocity if it is the downwards direction. Now if I click on the play button, when I click on down arrow, it will be coming downside. As we have written the hyphen here, it is not working. It should be the underscore. So let us click on the play button once again, and now you can see the down option is working. Down, upside, right and left. And you can observe when I'm clicking on the right and left, it is behaving like it is moving diagonally. Because whenever we are pressing some button, we have not made the velocity of x or y to 0. Suppose if you are clicking upside, then y velocity must be given and the x velocity must be 0. So now you can see if I give the conditions like ball dot velocity x must be 0 for this, and then same thing I need to mention for all other conditions also. So velocity x must be 0 for up arrow and down arrow, and velocity y must be 0 for left arrow and right arrow. Let me copy this code and let us paste here also. Now if I click on the play button, our sprite is going to work properly. Now you can see there is no diagonal movement because whenever we are making it, there is no x velocity is not working, only the particular y velocity and the particular x velocity is working. So our sprite is following our condition. Suppose whatever the condition we are giving, depends on that condition, it is working. So this is the class for movement of the class, and as we already know, we can also give the color for the sprite by using the shape color. Let us give some color to it, and I want to mention it is the red color. Let us click on the play button and now you can see. Right, so this is the conditional programming, and by using the conditional programming, moving the sprites on the canvas depends on the condition by using if condition as well as key down instruction. So we can also mention any character here like alphabets, yes, M, like that. We can also make the sprites to move by clicking on that particular button. So let us click on this play button, save button to save this code. And this is for today's class, and we'll be creating more games in the next classes. Thank you for watching. If you have any queries, please type your queries in the comment section and share this video to your friends and relatives so that they can also learn the coding. And if anyone new to this channel, please click on the description for playlist, and you can watch all the videos and you can learn complete Pico editor. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.